The Moore 2013 tornado was put in the spot worthy of the twister in the table of terror. But now it is your turn, El Reno. I don't relate to this, but it doesn't matter. Today we will find out if the El Reno is as monstrous as people say it is, or is it all just fun? Fight. Find out this episode on Twister Tier Terror. Zing! So if you are new, you may be asking, how are we going to rate this tornado? It was very simple. We just got to get inside my white van outside. Trust me, there's nothing dangerous about it. Just think about it. You need his candy, alright? You need his candy. You cannot resist.
Leave me alone!
Akira!
Are you ready, kids?
I
I can hear you! Good!
As you can see, well, we are going to rate them as I call them the 5 essence of destruction, which are staying for what is left in the world, then there's going to be span for how long and wide it was, and then we're going to get to size, which is how big or small a tornado was to get there, and then we get to the scary factor. Does it look like a peaceful storm, or does it look like a storm of demons? Then we get to speed, which is how fast the tornado was. These are the rating system we will be working with the tornadoes in the future. Now, let's get on to the real tornado. For most of the day, it was sunny. Unfortunately, for some reason, I literally couldn't find the severe warning for this one. Probably because most of the day it was shiny blue sky. So not much happened until the clouds started rolling in, and then the horrifying, terrifying tornado siren went off. The first signs of the tornadoes was around 6:04 p.m. This tornado was much more different than your average tornado who just walks for two big reasons. Number one, most tornadoes start going northeast and then poof, they're gone. But with this tornado, it is one of the rare ones where it can't decide where it wants to go. So it starts instead heading southeast, and then northeast, and then east, which is really weird for tornadoes. But here's a good example of these specifically weird tornadoes can do.
You?
Me?
You think this is funny?
In a cosmic sort of way, yes.
Well, Mr. Funny Man, is this how you get your sick kicks?
What? It's just an ordinary crabby...
So, from the get-go, already weird. But first, a word from our sponsors. Get ready for this bundle pack we're selling. That's right, we're not just selling one big tornado, but a bunch of mini tornadoes in the big tornado. And we're calling them sub-vortices. Ooh, spooky. And we're not just gonna be a couple or a week, those. Nah, we're having a multiple of them at the same level of the main tornado. Isn't that fun, kids? Get the new mini nightmares today. Just call the number right now.
Disclaimer: if anyone gets hurt using this toy with not provide funds, or refunds in any way, shape, or form, and we're all responsible for any injuries they can provide this you dumbass.
At 3:30 p.m., a tornado watch was issued to the area. Unfortunately, I did not have any footage of the tornado warning, so here is a cute duck dancing. At 6:04 p.m., a lot of people were waiting for the tornado to appear, while others were leaving, and then all of a sudden, bear trap! Now what is a bear trap? Are we trying to hunt down animals and trap them in enslavement forever? Oh wait, just a Sram Zoo. But no, that is not a bear trap. A bear trap means the big area around a tornado, including rain bands, updraft, and high precipitation. Yes, that was in the script. So why is this important? Well, because this tornado was basically a ghost, and not Casper ghost. It was more like a demon type. So you couldn't really see it. So people decided to try to get closer to see it. But with all these factors, I just said already, background on how brutal this tale was going to be. So let's get straight down into the ratings. So here is where we do the ratings. So let me ask you, why are we doing it in my dark, deep basement with totally not kids inside it? Well, because it's raining outside and I don't want to get wet, and I prefer everyone not to be wet right now. Are you ready, kids, for the rating? Oh wait, just when I put duct tape and wrapped you up in a chair. Hold on. Where my manners? I almost forgot to put duct tape helmet where you can see a new world. Alright, let's go. The state of tornado was pretty high. Like, if you knew about the El Reno Tornado aftermath, that you would probably see this image, which is mostly gone today. A couple remains remain, which is pretty crazy, especially after a whole decade. Hey, it's fine. If you feel ancient history, it's fine. We all feel that way. Now to the span of the tornado. If you are living hiding under a rock or never heard of this tornado, then how did you find this video? This tornado was 2.6 miles wide, which is the widest tornado ever recorded, meaning that's even bigger than Patrick. Which gives this tornado for span a 10 out of 10. That is one.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Then we get to size. This is like going to those restaurants where they have a challenge on who can eat like the biggest food imaginable. And yeah, that is this tornado. If it fell over, it could still eat it though. Which is just easily, like the size is 10 out of 10. Easy, easy. Then we get to scary factors. Now, all I'm gonna do is just show you some of the footage of this tornado. Yeah, I'll 10 out of 10. I'll come home crying to my daddy after seeing this shit. Then, speed. Well, the speed of the tornado was at peak 55 miles per hour, which is okay, but fast enough that it can make you cry a lot. So, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Just look at the footage again, but like, dude, this is terrifying. That is the rating for the El Reno Tornado, which is so far the first tornado with a 10 out of 4 rating. And 2, not just 1, and had insane, scary, and stains, and an alright speed. Does it belong in the round table of terror? Or does it belong in the trash baby table? Boo, you stink. Alright, we'll do it now. It does indeed belong to the table of terror, and more in the front than the more tornado. But now, a moment of silence. During the tornado, for the first time ever, storm chasers were killed, which was a Twix X team, which had Team Samaras, his son, and Carl Young were killed trying to escape the tornado on E1070 road. Unfortunately, even 10 years later, we still don't have footage of their last moments. But there are descriptions that goes as Twix X headed east on road of Highway 81. They were hit with sudden heavy rain that made it difficult to see and high winds that almost made the car swerve off the road. Suddenly the rain stopped and they were eerie, calm at Carl Young saying there's no rain here. While Tim says, actually, I think we're in a pretty bad spot. Then the video cuts out. Here was the car before the tornado, and here it was after the tornado. The main reason why this happened, remember earlier, well, when I said the tornado had mini tornadoes inside of it, inside the big tornado, well, they were in the bear trap. The mini tornadoes yeeted themselves at the Twix X team and in your life. May them rest in peace. But the nightmare was not over for most chasers. You see, in a normal tornado, after they finish filming, they go to the part with sunlight, trying to escape, which was in this case, but that was exactly the tornado's path. So, which meant a lot of people were hit as well, like Braden Civilian in the Weather Channel. But I mean, it's insane that the Weather Channel survived, to be honest. Seriously, look at this.
Hold on, brothers. Hold on. Everybody duck, go, go, go. Just keep going if you can. Keep going if you can. Everybody duck down. Everybody duck down.
The worst part was that the supercell didn't just dip after the El Reno. It produced tornadoes in the area, but at a much smaller scale. And the last thing to add to this powder kit, the people in Oklahoma City, because they remembered a more tornado 11 days ago, not even 2 weeks ago, to this time, get out of there before shit got nasty, which in the end would lead to a lot and a lot of traffic. If the tornadoes that were still being produced hit one of these big roads, leaving the city, they would have been very bad spot. So you may be asking now, where am I? Apparently most kids don't. And one of them called their parents, and then the police arrived. I tried to escape, my underwear got stuck on the fence, and I was hanging there for about 10 minutes before they captured me and put me in jail. So if you like what you saw, like and subscribe for more content. This was really fun to make, and I always thought about the El Reno, but not to this degree. So as always, thank you for...
You need to hang up that computer call. Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth.